I'm live. Apparently, I'm live. Well, hey, yes, hello. It's not unusual for me to go live, of course. I've gone live a few times recently, but the unusual part is the fact I'm trying out this StreamYard. I've got no idea how to add someone to it.
Well, let's try. I mean, you don't know till you try.
I'm chatting to Matilda here on Instagram. She's going to come in and be my guinea pig. Yeah. But how do I invite her into the StreamYard? Do I have to give her the link? Do I give her the link on the StreamYard I'm currently on? Let's just copy that. Go to Facebook where I have chatted with her a couple of times and put the link. I'm going to put try this link. Try this link. Paste. That could be right. I have no idea. Now, where was that window I was just on? There it was. I'm assuming this is working. Nobody's watching, but then it's kind of like pretty late in the old US of A where lots of my viewers are. I've got one person watching now. That could be Matilda. If it is you, Matilda, I've sent a link to your Facebook, which I think you can click on, and it will bring you here. I assume. I'm really not sure. Oh, no. Chat. Doesn't seem to be any live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on a comment to show it on the screen. Oh, okay, that's how that works. Oh, very clever. Someone put a comment so I can leave it on screen. Oh, look, Matilda's things just popped up.
Hey, can you hear me?
I just saw a little window saying it said your name, Matilda, at the bottom, and I clicked on the button that says add to stream, and here you are.
Yeah. All right. So this also works like last time.
Yeah, when you did it with Matt.
Yeah, like I did with Matt. I wasn't because you said Streamlabs.
Yeah, I heard someone else say that. Yeah, Streamlabs. I thought it was the one they were using.
I thought that Streamlabs was something to do with money.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I just remember stream something or other, and I'd heard the phrase Streamlab, so that's why I probably thought it was Streamlab. I'm trying to get.
I've also heard it before, but I'm not sure if it's meant to do something with money or something else.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just heard that phrase Streamlab. Is it not like an alternate, like streaming company or something like that, or streaming service? I don't know.
Yeah, not to give you too many money, the bastards.
No, that's the one that they charge you, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure this one is completely free. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing it asking me to pay them any money. As long as it's free.
I think when you stream on YouTube, if you get super chats, I think YouTube gets a percentage of that.
Yeah. Super chat. I've heard of those, but yeah. But I don't think I'm eligible for those anyway. So I think you have to be monetization with them. I don't know actually. None of my streams have ever come up with saying that, have they? Like super chat, have they? I don't think they do. I wouldn't have thought so anyway. I think you have to enable it or something, or be monetized or something like that. I'm not really sure. Anyway, how are you today?
Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Maybe you do have to be monetized in order for that to work.
Yeah, I mean, there's never. Oh, what was that noise? Is that you falling out of chat, or was a funny beat? Was that you? Have you disappeared? Oh, I heard a noise. Oh, we got a comment. The test has been passed. Hold on, show. If I click on that, it's supposed to. Hey, look how it works. It says the test has been passed. You may achieve enlightenment. There you go, Matilda. We have achieved enlightenment. How does it feel? Do you feel lighter in yourself now that you're enlightened? I certainly feel a deep inner feeling of contentment now that I've been enlightened. Do you want to join us, Paolo? Do you want to join us for a three-way chat?
Are you going to keep the stream later, Mr. Gray, or are you going to just delete it?
Oh, no, I'll keep it on. It's a test, and people might want to come and hear us whittering away. You never know. Yeah, Paolo says he wants to come on. So let me give him that link. I just post it in the comments. I'll post it in the comments. It should be all right. I've seen people do it before. Let's add that in. I've never actually spoken to Paolo other than just like in comments and that. This is quite cool, isn't it? It's like when you said
it's my second stream on YouTube ever.
Yeah, I've guested a couple of times in people's stuff. It's the first time I'm actually hosting a stream. I say, yeah, that's cool. So I can like click comments for people and that kind of thing.
I might do it someday, but I don't know exactly how.
No, it's quite easy actually. Once you start, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just search out StreamYard, not StreamYard. StreamYard is something completely different. I don't want to go over good StreamYard.
I mean, I don't know what I would do a show about.
No, neither do I. I haven't got a clue.
I know. I'll get a slab and I'll break it with a hammer.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's Paolo Costa. Let's add him to the stream. Oh, hello.
Hey, here I am.
How you doing?
Paolo.
Wait. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's getting it centered, isn't it? It's getting it centered is a bit awkward.
Yeah.
We got another one.
Yeah. Wow. We've got like a world, like, got England, Israel, and where are you at the moment?
Portugal.
That's right. Portugal.
Ooh.
Cool. International panel. What should we talk about?
I don't know.
Mr. Paolo, the first time I saw your YouTube avatar, I actually thought it was a character from a Russian cartoon that I know. And I was like, oh, he has that. I wonder if he watches it. But then the first time, I think it was only recently, I sat up close. I was like, oh, that's just a picture.
Yeah, and with absolutely no imagination. It's just me pointing at the camera.
He's got a face for manga, though, by the sounds of it.
Yeah,
he could be a manga character.
It's not a manga character. It's this little creature. He's supposed to be a kind of monkey with big ears.
And you thought that was Paolo?
No, because from afar his profile looks like that.
Oh, well, I'm not going to ask you what you thought I looked like then, because I don't want to be insulted as well. So how
I love that character. I have a doll of his.
What's he called?
Chuburashka.
Chuburashka, blimey. You have quite a sort of wide interest of reading, don't you?
I never actually read the books, but I did see some of the cartoon.
Oh, cartoons, so cool. So what are you up to today, Paolo? Are you working from home, or are you off today, or?
Yeah, I'm working from home. I just finished 2 texts. I have to finish two more today, because tomorrow I'm going to France.
Okay.
Renault are introducing their new electric cars just before the Geneva Motor Show.
Paulo?
Yeah, I work for a car magazine specializes in electric and hybrid cars.
Did you tell me that's the other day that you worked in the car industry? I'm sure I remember talking to someone saying they worked in the car industry. Something to do with, did you tell me this in a comment or something? Sounds familiar.
Yes. I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and when you get that, when you can't remember where you heard it before, whether you sometimes I think I'm psychic. I can't be psychic. I must have heard it or read it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Remember on the stream, someone said they work as who was it? Someone said they were a journalist. On your stream, I think, Mr. Gray.
Was it? Maybe it was Paolo then. Maybe he was saying he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
An automotive journalist.
Automotive.
So, yeah, automotive, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, say you drive then. I don't drive. So we got our first. We got poor Mike. Hey, poor Mike, do you want to join in our stream?
Holy shit! The stream actually has views.
Yeah, we've got an extra person. At the moment, it's like that's what we should do. That's maybe what I'm going to do for my streams. Actually, just add the first 4 people who turn up or whatever, and just see if we can work out something to talk about. What are you reading at the moment? What are you reading at the moment? Mike's driving to work. You reading any comics?
I'm not reading anything lately. I've got two X-Force hardcovers near my bed lamp, but I never pick them up because when I go to bed at 2 a.m. and I'm dead tired.
Oh right, yeah, it's a bit of a late one. Is that because you're working all that time, or?
No, I usually go to bed late, but then I don't have that much time to read now.
Yeah, because of work, is it? Because you're doing writing articles or whatever.
Yeah, I
Uh,
have to, I have to I have to write I have to work all day to make below minimum wage.
oh, gee,
Yeah.
that's no good, is
That
it?
sucks.
I thought you'd be rolling in money being a
No,
journalist.
no. I mean because I'm an independent writer right now, so
Yeah,
I don't have a permanent job.
no.
Do
Some people
non-independent writers get paid much?
doesn't
Nah,
sound like
because
it.
no, is print journalism is dying, and
Yeah,
on the internet they expect you to work for free.
mm, yeah. That's like most jobs nowadays. They want more work out of less people, and they're paying you as little as they can, and don't give you any pensions and all that crap anymore. It's awkward. Well, so I have not worked for 2 years. I'm starting a new job on Monday for the first time in like nearly 2 years. I'm actually going to be working. That means I've got to get up and I've got to get in on time and I've got to talk to people for hours on end or whatever in my job. So that's not going to be a bit of a bit of a blow to the old system, I think, after nearly 2 years of unemployment.
Mm.
But it's got to be done because I've got to get some money in the old bank account. You know what I mean? Because
Mm.
it's dwindling away to nothing.
In the old, well, what do you call them? What was that word you used?
Well, me, the old coffers.
Yeah, the old coffers.
Go get some
What does
shekels.
that even mean?
Some
I just
shekels in the old
imagine two
coffers.
coffins underground.
No, not coffins. Coffers is like chests, like I think it's like small chests, like pirates would put their booty in. I think that's coffers. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't know where
coffers.
coffers.
I
Yeah,
like that.
not someone going, not that kind of coffer. So
Well, still, you can hide your booty in a coffin.
yeah, not that kind of booty either.
That kind of booty is already rotten.
Sorry.
That kind of booty is already rotten.
Right. Okay. So, Paolo, you don't do any like automotive stuff on your channel, do you? I don't think I've not seen you like about cars.
No, but I've shown this French comic that I'm a fan of called Michel Vaillant.
Right.
It's a comic about Formula One racing.
Okay. I can't stand Formula One. Do you like, is that a sport you enjoy?
Yeah, it's my other interest. I've liked motor racing for as long as I've liked comics.
Yeah.
I was a sports writer for a motor racing newspaper for 14 years.
Right.
And I've met Formula One drivers. I've been to the 24 Hours of Le Mans 7 times, the Indianapolis 500 once. I never covered Formula One, but I usually cover everything else.
Yeah.
I've been to UK tracks five times I think. Brands Hatch once, Donington once, Silverstone twice, and Thruxton once. Didn't go to Oulton Park yet.
Okay, I don't really know the I know Donington because there used to be a heavy metal festival there. And my first big gig was the Monsters of Rock, 1988 at Donington Park with Iron Maiden headlining. So I know more from headbanging than I do from motor racing. I'm just going to say to Ayup, the links up if he wants to join us, just in case he wants to join us. I think he's a fellow Brit. I've not had an awful lot of dealings with him, but if he wants to join us in the stream, if he's not working, he could do that as well. We can all introduce each other. What was I going to say? Do you know, Formula One, I could never get on with Formula One. I found it so boring because it just seems like they're all following each other around the track for like 80 laps. And it's just like, oh, they're going to have a pit stop. Oh, they changed that tyre really quick. And they just start off again. It's no kind of like, oh,
that's why you have
That's the same problem I have with soccer or football.
But it's sport I use. Sorry.
But you have to watch other types of motor racing because they're usually a lot closer and there's contact and they're a lot more. There's more overtaking.
Yeah. What
like
I loved as a kid was Speedway. You ever see Speedway or heard of Speedway?
Yeah. It's the
motorcycle.
Motorcycles. Yeah.
It's just 4 laps. You've got to start, and so you've got all the bends. You've got a lot more overtaking, and even if the one race is boring, at least you've got another race coming up in about another couple of, So Speedway was the sport I liked when it comes to motorcycles or motorbikes, whatever. Just motorsport in general. And I see also Ice Speedway. Have you ever seen Ice Speedway?
Ice
It's
Speedway, yeah.
it's the same thing but on ice. It's bloody mad.
Yeah.
You got all these spikes on their wheels. It's just crazy.
Yeah. The French have a car racing championship on ice called the Trophée Andros. It's called that name. It's called that way because it's the name of the sponsorship. They're a fruit company.
We need to get gladiators back for sports.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
Yeah, I had a wonderful idea. I want to replace in politics. I want to replace elections with gladiator fights. If you want to run for prime minister, yeah, if you want to run for prime minister, you have to fight to the death for it.
Yeah, I think they should make it Enter the Thunderdome, like in Mad Max 3. Enter the Thunderdome.
And at least if Hillary starts twitching and fainting, it has a reason.
It's going to be 20 twats enter, 1 twat leaves.
Yeah.
There was a video with her twitching.
Who's that?
Hillary Clinton.
All right, twitching.
I don't think she fainted. I'm just saying, if it was in a gladiator ring, it could have been a secret tactic.
All right.
Then it would have been interesting.
Yeah, I thought you said twerking from. I can imagine Hillary twerking.
Oh, Mr. Gray, please, no one needs that imagery, please.
There's a fault to stop you sleeping at night.
I think I'd rather watch hardcore porn.
Fair enough. Big crash yesterday at the end of Daytona 500. Driver Ryan Newman's in the hospital. Do you follow that racing as well, Paolo?
Yeah, I was interested to A up. He said he watches NASCAR. The Daytona 500 was supposed to be on Sunday. Donald Trump was there. He was the second president to visit the Daytona 500.
Okay.
But it rained, and the NASCAR they don't race in the rain. So they had a race yesterday, and there was a nasty crash at the end. Right at the end, and took him a while to get the driver out of the car, and he had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I see a few nasty crashes in Speedway, a couple of deaths as well, and my local track that's not open anymore. But yeah, quite nasty. And Speedway, they don't get a big fraction of the money that they get in Formula One. Formula One, they're all millionaires racing around the track, aren't they?
Although there were a few Moto Grand Prix drivers, Moto GP drivers, riders that raced in Speedway. The former team manager of the Yamaha team, Kenny Roberts Sr. He used to be a Speedway racer back in the 70s.
Okay, I don't know if I remember his name, Kenny Roberts.
He was American.
Yeah, I was a bit young in the 70s, so I wouldn't necessarily remember every rider that I saw. I did go to America like in '82, I think it was, to see the World Championship in America.
You were in America, Mr. Gray?
Yeah, I was 13 at the time, so it's a fair old time ago now. I don't plan on going back. I can't stand flying, so yeah, I don't need to see it again. I saw it once, that I do. What about you? You travel much? Well, you're traveling to France, so you do a lot.
Yeah.
I
was in Italy in the beginning of the month, and I was for Fiat, and I went to Bologna. I went to Bologna, and we went a day ahead of schedule. So they have this very tall tower that you have to climb up to the top in very old stairs, 500 steps, and you get to the end, and you can't breathe anymore.
Yeah, no.
That sounds like fun.
No, it doesn't. For me, I hate heights. Anything to do with heights, it's like, no, thank you. I'll be bothered.
They need to make an elevator for that.
No, they can't, because that thing is a very old structure. There's no room for an elevator.
Yeah.
Really? Because here in Israel, we have in Tel Aviv, there were old homes that the Nazis built here. So they restored them and made them into stores. And outside of the structures, right next to them, they made elevators. So if you can't climb stairs or you're disabled, you can just
but it would be impossible in this case. It's from the 15th century.
Okay, yeah. That would be hard.
Yeah, there's a few old buildings in Tel Aviv, though, I'm sure. Very old buildings, I'm sure.
They're like 2-story houses. They did that only like the last few years because I still remember when they were in ruins and really ugly.
Yeah.
I remember me and Dad were there, and we would pass them.
There's a lot of rules now that any new buildings have got to have access, like stairs and ramps and all that. But on older buildings, they can't necessarily do it because they're listed and they don't want to change the character of the old building. I know that's in London anyway. They have listed buildings. I don't know if it's the same thing happens in the rest of the world or not. Conservation.
Yeah, they want to preserve the structure.
Yeah. Right.
Mr. Gray, when are you going to your dad?
I'll go to bed a couple of hours. Yeah, probably about an hour or so. might do another stream then just to go through my my pickups that I picked up at the London Comic Mart recently. So part 3 of that, my daily blog. But at least I know how to do this StreamYards now anyway.
Yeah, I've already been talking to Ken from.
London.
He invited me to.
Okay.
He's been showing a run of the Marvel UK Comic Titans, the one that was sideways. Yeah, and he already invited me to a Facebook group is in about foreign comic editions. And just because of that, I met online another comic fan who's right here in my hometown.
Oh,
and
cool.
She wants me to do videos for her channel.
All right, fair enough. I just say, have you not thought about doing car content on your channel as well? Because I'm sure there must be are there a lot of car channels already that?
No, there aren't many. But the thing is, since we can't use footage because of rights issues, it's going to be boring just talking. There are a few podcasts.
Yeah.
But I don't have time for the auto racing podcast. There's a guy who works for a US magazine Racer. He does a podcast on IndyCar that I would be interested in. Usually has the racing drivers over there.
Yeah. What about you, Matilda? Are you going to do some art stuff on your channel, showing you at work?
I'm actually painting Red Hood right now.
Yeah, for Simple Simon.
Simple Simon.
Yeah, cool. You always doing that. How's the crochet going? You said you were starting crochet.
I found another video I'll get back to today. I want to try. After I practice making chains, I'll try doing the scarf.
Okay, good luck with that. Oh, Ayap's at work, so we can't jump on.
I can't wait to show how shit it is. I'm like showing my first drawing.
You'll get, the more you do it, the more used to you get it, and
Yeah, I know. It's gonna take time though. I want to make dolls from crocheting in the end.
I have seen people posting that kind of thing up as well on Facebook. They look quite cute.
Yeah, because it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I'd make a Batman, Blue Beetle, Ted Court.
Yeah, good. That'd be cool. I was gonna say, tell you something back to Ken's channel. Did you see his room tour? Did you go to his room tour video? I think it's an older video, but I was just checking it out yesterday. So much stuff. He's got like whole shelves of like Brazilian Captain America.
His website is all about the foreign editions of Captain America.
Yeah,
and I've seen
you mean Simon's Comics?
No, we're talking about the other channel, Ken's comic book channels. Is an English guy who shows.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of him.
I think I shouted him out once. I'm sure I shouted him out on one of my if I did, or if it's going to be in a future one. But just do a search for him, Ken's comic book channel. He does lots of UK variants, like UK reprints from like back in the day, sort of stuff that's like old, and I wasn't collecting when those were coming out, and I was more collecting the American ones as they were imported. But I think before they started importing them more regularly. I think it was mainly just reprints that we got over in the UK. You had the same thing.
That's cool.
Didn't you?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's a bit different here because we had the language barrier. I could have started reading comics in English when I was 12 or 13. I was already good enough with the language to do that. But we were 3 to 5 years behind, so I didn't want to skip ahead to start. We got stuff. We got Captain America from the from the Grunwald days. We had Excalibur. That's when I first saw Excalibur. It was an imported U.S. comic. It was they were available in newsstands even.
Yeah.
I only started the first U.S. comic I bought was a newsstand edition, Fantastic Four number 410. It was right after Reed Richards had come back. I decided I was gonna take a look at them, but I wasn't planning on becoming a serious U.S. reader if it hadn't been for the Marvel bankruptcy, because when they had the bankruptcy, they terminated every licensing contract, which means that the Portuguese language publisher, which was in Brazil, could no longer send their Marvels here.
Oh, that
made it impossible for them to sell the DCs because it became DCs always sold less than Marvels. So there was no point in bringing the DCs over. They terminated the local publisher terminated the DC contract for Portugal a year later. Then we were without US comics for about a year and a half. And then by that time, I had already taken the plunge with Heroes Return. I started reading Kurt Busiek's and George Paris's Avengers, and then I started reading other things.
You was reading the imports now, the actual American imports.
Then I started switching to trade paperbacks, but since there's not much new stuff that I want to read now, and they haven't been reprinting much of the classic stuff. Even the classic stuff, there's a lot of stuff they already ended up buying, because they did the collections for all those 70s series that lasted for 10, 12 issues. I have a collected editions for Star-Lord and Deathlock and Skull the Slayer. But they don't do much stuff for the main series. For example, there's no collected run of the Len Wein George Paris Fantastic Four, for example, or the pre-Bill Mantlo the Roger Stern Hulk. There's no collected edition for that. So
it's actually you can't get just trade paperbacks of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. I would have loved if you could. That's what I would read. Because I have no interest in single issues that much.
Yeah, you want the whole story, don't you? You want to read the whole thing.
Yeah, because I'm in it mainly to read. I don't care for the cover.
No. What got you into comics? We've not heard your origin story yet. Let's hear your origin story for comic reading.
Again?
I haven't heard it before, I think.
I didn't hear you, Mr. Gray.
Oh, sorry, again. Yeah, no, how did you start reading comics? How did you get into reading US comics, the superheroes?
Actually, the first comic I read as an adult was actually A League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh, right.
I didn't start reading superheroes immediately.
Right.
And I thought that was actually a book, like a book with words. Somehow my bookstore ordered it. I don't know. Till this day, I don't know how, because if I ask them now, they can't.
Okay.
We went in the store with Dad. We bought it. We went home. I opened it and where are the words? Why are there pictures in here? I didn't even know it was a comic.
Right.
That was wild.
Did that spark you interested in reading more of the same kind of thing, or was he like, "This is a stupid. It hasn't got many words and it's all pictures"? What did you think?
At first, I actually struggled reading comics because I was so used to always just mainly words.
Yeah.
And focusing on both picture and what to read first was hard.
Yeah.
But after a while, I got the hang of it, and then it wasn't a problem.
Yeah. How did you find that Powerbolt character? Is it Powerbolt? I never even heard of him, and he's was an African superhero. Where did you discover him?
The first time I got comics was in the bookstore when they started selling packs of comics.
Yeah.
I still have that comic book haul up, by the way. I look like an idiot. You should go watch it.
Were you actually in it, or are you just showing the books?
No, you actually see me then.
Oh, right. So why did you stop being in your own videos then, other than just your voice? You just didn't like being on the camera, or?
No, the computer we have in my room, the big one, it's already slowly dying.
Right. So it's
and
more.
I got a new I got a new camera. And eventually I ended up filming in the living room.
Simon's in the chat. Hi, Simon. I wonder if he wants to
Ooh.
join us. Should we ask him if he wants to join us? We can add it
Simon!
to the international.
Now I'm gonna need to wonder if it's Simon Comics or Simple Simon.
Simple Simon. Do you not see the chat on the screen that you're on?
Nope. I think that's because I'm not subscribed to StreamYard.
Oh, okay. I'm not too sure. I'm sure I wasn't subscribed to it before. Are you looking at the StreamYard page, or are you looking at the YouTube page?
No, I'm at the StreamYard page.
Okay, but you can't see the chat coming up on the right hand side at all. Then
no, I think I need to subscribe.
Oh, maybe.
Wait. Here it is.
Do you see the chat?
I forgot. You need to press on live comments.
Yeah. Besides, I'm on the computer. I'm not sure you can see the chat on the cell phone. Are you on the cell phone, Matilda?
No, I'm on my new laptop.
Okay.
What I love about laptops, expensive or cheap, the camera is shit no matter what.
Yeah, the camera's not brilliant on this one. It's quite a new
No,
laptop.
because this is an expensive laptop. There was just a discount on it, a big one. That's how I managed to get it, and it's just. And I turned on the webcam. I was like, bloody hell! This is the same quality.
My one, the microphone's a bit sketchy on my webcam. But every now and again, I'll sort of break up a little bit. So when I'm around my girlfriend's, I have my good microphone plugged in, so you can hear me properly. But
I need to get headphones with a microphone, because if I have my headphones, then you can't hear me.
Right? Yeah. It can be. So that's why you can't have it sort of playing in two screens at the same time or something like that. Otherwise, you end up getting all echo in that, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I have the stream turned on YouTube, but I turned off the voice there.
Yeah, I'm just going to
post
the link again in case anyone wants to join us. Saves me thinking of new things to talk about. I can ask them the same question.
Simon said,
Hey up, lad, how's it going, mate?
How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Just doing my first hosting of a stream and just like basically inviting anyone who wants to come in. Hey,
this is super strange. I wonder if I could turn it this way. Does that work?
Yeah, you can.
The other way around.
Hey, hi, Aaliyah. How you doing, mate? I always say hi, Aaliyah, to him. Like I say hi, Aaliyah.
How do you pronounce that? Hi, Aaliyah?
I think it's Hialeah. Yeah, I think it's an area in Florida, I believe. So I would say hi, Aaliyah, because it says me rather than saying hi, Aaliyah. I just say hi, Aaliyah. Make it like two words. But he always goes Ray me. So just a thing. But
still kind of confusing.
How's work? Up?
Yeah, not bad. I work for myself, so it's all good.
Oh, you work for yourself? That's cool.
Is Hialeah a boy's name or a girl's name?
No, it's an area. I believe Hialeah is an area in Florida. I think it's like a city name, like a town name.
Oh, I thought it was a person's name.
No, I can't remember.
It's a state, isn't it, in Florida? Not a state.
They can call him Leah for short.
Town, yeah. You call me what? Sorry.
You can call him Leah for short.
Yeah.
For short.
Yeah. It's my hometown near Miami. You're saying? Let me just put that up. And Jeff Comics is in as well. You want to join us, Jeff? There's a link. Higher up. If anyone wants to join us, we get 6 people in. It saves me trying to think up things to say.
We need to get Simon in.
Yeah, I did the offer. Simple Simon. I did.
Yeah. He's sat bagging on board, I think.
All right. Are you chatting to him at the moment?
No, I saw it on Instagram. He sat on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Right.
I've not introduced myself at all, but I think I spoke to Grey Man, I think, once on a comment.
Are you sitting at a school desk?
No, this is my office desk.
Well, it looks like one of those school chairs.
No. It's my office desk.
What is your job?
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
It's my family business.
Those chairs are really interesting. I don't get why they did that. I mean, imagine the poor student who can't squeeze in.
No, I think he's just looking a little bit like a.
It's like a round desk.
No, you know those school chairs where the table and the seat are connected?
Yeah, I remember them from.
Like, imagine you're a really big kid, and not fat, but like you're big. How do you squeeze into that?
Yeah, you very tightly, and you end up with a line across your belly, probably. So, what's Simon's here. Hey, Simon. Hey,
Simon!
what are you doing?
Come to you. How crazy.
We've got every continent coming in.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, we've got like what's the one? League of Blinking Countries or whatever.
I don't think I've
On Instagram, you should call the stream that the League of Blinking Countries.
Yeah. How's your day, Simon? What are you up to?
It's late at night, mate. I was just bagging and boarding a big pile of comics, and I had nothing to edit today. So
what time is it for everyone? Actually, it's afternoon here.
It's just 11:30 in the morning here.
So
you're 11 hours ahead of me, unless you're yesterday. Are you on today later on, or you're on yesterday?
I'm Tuesday, 10:37 at night.
Oh yeah. It's Tuesday, 11:30 in the day morning for me.
I don't think I've met Paulo.
Yeah, hi.
Whereabouts?
Portugal.
Portugal. Oh wow. Israel, Portugal. That's crazy.
No,
Simon, I'm working on your red hood.
I saw. That's crazy. That's funny as. Love it.
How's the contest going? You had many entries on it this time?
Not really. I mean,
I know people are lazy, aren't they?
Have you told Mr. Metarog about the contest?
Yeah,
I don't remember anything.
Hey, the videos have views. I've had a few entries, just not that many. Ashley's entered, Greyman's entered, and you've entered as well. So
God knows what that shipping will be to the UK if I win that.
No, mate, UK's not too bad. And it doesn't bother me, mate. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, Simon, do you know Werewolf by Lunchtime?
I know. I know the channel. I think I just subbed to it last night, I believe.
Yeah, he's in Australia as well. He's a Londoner. Moved to Australia.
If I win, I'll just send him the Funko Pops because he lives in Australia.
I have no issues with sending it to Israel. So yeah, that's not a problem.
I do because they'll come crushed to pieces, and then I'll have another sad video.
Oh.
We're gonna have a bunch of cavemen working in the postal system in Israel, I think.
Yeah, we have gnomes pissing in packages. As well.
Did you all see a present she got for Christmas from Matt from Boy Who Had 7? He did an opening, and like, all the comics were wet. The whole package was soaking wet inside when she opened it.
Luckily, not all of them were wet.
Yeah,
but the most expensive one had to get wet.
Yeah, quite sad.
Yeah, it is. I'm getting anxiety from the post.
You doing what? I
think eventually I'll just stop entering things altogether.
Oh yeah, it's bloody frustrating.
This is an exclusive. This is something I'm not showing yet.
Cool.
These are my work bags. So totally doing so much work at work.
Let me just experiment with making your tent. Can I make your one bigger? Share screen to see how.
So what's
full
this
collection, which have already been graded. Of Terminator second objective.
Hold on, I'm trying to make your screen bigger if I can.
Which is cool.
I don't know if I can do that now.
I think maybe you press on his square. Try that.
Now I've got remove from stream. No, ban from studio, kick from studio. No, I was trying to make your screen bigger so we could see your comics better.
They'll be in a video very soon, but it's the Dark Horse shows. I think it's like 92. It's second Joe Doctor. I picked those up in Sheffield there this weekend. But yeah, I got the full selection for like £4, which I think is probably about $6 in the US or Australia. I don't know about Portugal. I think it's Portugal euros.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure what the conversion rate is, but yeah, all four of the collection. I think I was told it's pretty rare as well, which is not bad. But anything Terminator I normally pick up. And conditions ridiculously good. All bagged and board already in near mint as well. So just a cool little thing I thought.
Oh, they let you bag and board at the office?
It's my office. Yeah. It's my business. So I do what I want, really.
Okay.
What's your business?
Well, it's family run, so we work in construction, mainly to do with like glass. But I tend to do like run all the managerial side of things. So yeah, not very interesting, right?
Last time, and I wanted to ask, are you reading My Hero Academia or did you watch the anime?
No, I just watched the anime.
I'm reading it. I'm kind of stuck. Sometimes the cringy parts prevent me from reading it.
The cringy parts, eh?
Yeah, you know the excessive emotional bits they do, where characters' faces go big.
Yeah, that's why I like the English dub. The English dub makes it more silly, you know, and I like silly things as opposed to serious things. So comics are the other way around. Comics are like serious rather than silly, but cartoons I like silly.
I don't. I mean, I want to read the story. I like it, but it's just I get to a part like that, and then it takes me a month to get over it.
Yeah, when I was a teenager, I stopped reading Disney because I thought it was silly. Now, when I get new Disney stuff, I just think it's amazing. You don't really learn how to appreciate Karl Barks 25, because Karl Barks was the guy who created Uncle Scrooge, and he did you remember the original DuckTales? All those stories are adapted from Karl Barks Disney stories that were published in the US in the 1950s, and those are actually very. When you go stop thinking of them as just
when did DuckTales come out?
The original ones.
The DuckTales movie was amazing. I remember. I think as a kid, there was a DuckTales movie, and I'm pretty sure I used to love it.
I don't think I saw any DuckTales, but then again, I was born in the middle of the 90s.
DuckTales was awesome.
So maybe they weren't showing them anymore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
DuckTales were 485.
Darkwing. I've got Darkwing the Duck. I'm pretty sure.
Darkwing Duck. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Launchpad debuted in DuckTales.
Is that the rich guy with the moniker and hat that had three little ducklings?
That's Uncle Scrooge. Yeah, that was DuckTales. It was Uncle Scrooge.
Peter Money.
Grandnephews.
No, it's a great cartoon.
Has anyone watched that new Netflix show, Lock and Key? Supposed to be based on a comic.
No spoilers. I want to read that someday.
Oh, did anyone else watch it?
I actually saw it in Kamikaze, but the art looks so. Ugh.
I think the TV show is supposed to be a lot more PG-13 than the actual comic.
Well, at least Stephen's son got some of Stephen's talent.
Oh, is that the guy who wrote it? Stephen King's son?
Yeah, Joe Hill.
Oh, okay.
Like even the new adaptation of
kind of bombed with this whole thing with Netflix. Terrible. They ruined comics.
Not to Sleep. Terrible.
Because some people make comics so they would fit a Netflix show, and there's like no cool, outrageous looking stuff. They make it so it would be easy to make a TV show out of it.
Yeah.
So, I'm just thinking all the cool vampire stuff they could have added to Vampire State Building if it didn't feel like it was written for a show.
Is that what you're thinking? You're thinking a lot of these comic writers now are making their comics especially to appeal to TV series.
No, not all of them, but I've seen some. When I read Vampire State Building, it just felt like I was watching the first episode of a TV show.
Yeah.
But it is happening.
This is interesting, but it's.
You know Warren Ellis's more recent Wildstorm series. It's made to appeal to TV studios because everybody's drawn like they're so normal, and there are no action poses, and everybody's just stiff. It's just so they can understand how it works on TV. I mean, it's Wildstorm. It's supposed to be wild.
But that's the problem in a minute, though. That's a huge problem with like film and TV at the minute. It's just anyone's buying anything up that's remotely related to sort of comics or film. I mean, look at Blade and Netflix. Like,
well, they want so it doesn't cost too much money to make a Netflix show on it.
But then
Netflix.
It's going back to the old thing that Netflix is going to ruin everything, and they've ruined every series that we've got up really.
Have you seen what they've done with Death Note? I didn't even read Death Note, and that looks awful.
Yeah, but that's not a Netflix show, is it?
think it
It's
was.
Netflix. You can thank them for that one.
Are you talking about like the live action or the actual cartoon?
The live action.
Yeah, that's quite old, isn't it? The Death Note movie, I'm pretty
No,
sure.
the Death Note.
A couple of years ago, I think they did
The show they made, that was by Netflix.
Oh, it was the Death. Oh, okay, now I'm thinking of the Death Note movie. The Death Note movie's pretty old.
Do you know the meme where you see manga anime Netflix adaptation?
Oh, okay, I haven't watched anything for like I can't remember the last time I turned my TV on. I just watch all you guys now on YouTube, pretty much.
Yeah,
My dad
I
watches
don't even want
video
to
games
look at
now.
my time watched recently on YouTube. In fact, there's
I know.
Ayup's gone. Ayup's gone for
You know what that reminded me
phone
of
call, that was
Aliens. That reminded me of Aliens, like when they die and their screen.
Looks like it's.
The actor wanted to die when he screamed like that. You see his face?
Hey.
That's why it only works in an anime. If it's in real life, it looks, well, terrifying.
Oh,
Phone's gone.
Whoa.
oh yeah. Ayup's gone. He's got work to do. He's got a phone call. Oh, fair enough. Okay. I didn't mind that locking key. I thought it was all right. I mean, I've not read the original comics, but you just know that any adaptations are not going to be exactly how you expect them to be from the comics. I've just learned to limit my expectations, and
I don't mind about adaptations. I just mean, is it's
What's up, man?
it's just sad if full writers don't start to tailor-made comics for TV.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with adaptations not being faithful adaptations, but when you start doing the original work specifically so you can translate it to TV and movies, you end up with a poor base product anyway. If the whole advantage of comics is that you don't have a budget. You can do whatever you want. It's TV and movies that are supposed to come running after you, not you running after them so you can get a TV deal.
Is this just theory though that they're actually doing this? They're actually making their comics so they're more easy to update.
I've seen some comics that are like that.
Have they admitted to it?
Yeah, Mark Miller is doing a lot of that now.
Okay, I don't really pay attention to this, but if you see how many comic series are now getting Netflix adaptations, especially new comics that came out recently, so I think there's something there.
Possible.
Yeah. And they're probably not getting a lot of money for the rights. I mean, if it's a new property and some of them are not well known, what the studio sees is something that's easy to adapt, but they're not going to pay top dollar for it. So it's better for you to do. Yeah,
it's better for probably look like they made Starfire look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They make one.
Poor actress, she looks really nice, and they gave her that wig.
Yeah, she did look like a bit of a hooker at the start of the show.
And she's
I think they saw that really skimpy costume and thought, that one is an alien hooker. Okay.
I just think
not the look for you.
Orange. I don't think they could have made her orange. I've been too much thinking orange in the whole thing. I think it's just natural.
No, but you should have seen the wig they gave her. It was ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I thought it was all right. I don't sweat the small stuff, to be honest. I just watch the story and I just try and what bits of it I do like. I just concentrate on them. I don't concentrate on the bits that go against my vision.
I like that's what you said on your blog that I just watched before, Grey Man. That you're like, you don't get hung up on they should have done this, they should have done that. Like, because I'm new to comics, I don't care about any of that stuff too, man. It is what it is, sort of thing.
Yeah. Just enjoy.
I just like bitching about it occasionally.
There's nothing wrong.
That's fair enough. Yeah, you enjoy doing that as well. Everyone's got their own take on it. But I mean, I got really, really frustrated when I saw Batman '89, and I was seething. So it wasn't what I thought it should have been.
Whoever came up with the idea of the bat nipple should have been fired and then executed.
Bye, Hialeah. Sorry, I got to say goodbye to Hialeah, or bye, Hialeah, as I like to say. Jeff, you haven't spoken yet. Tell us what's going on in your part of America.
Not much, man. It's 6:40, almost 7 o'clock in the morning over here. So.
Are you late to bed or early getting up?
Actually, just getting to bed. Just got out of work.
Oh, you work late then? What do you do?
Yeah, I work
This thing that
late
part
night.
is black anyway.
He's what?
I work
God,
late
he's got
night.
out of lines.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about your drawing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you confused the heck out of me there. So what do you do, mate?
Medical lab.
Oh, right, cool. Are you
Yeah.
experimenting on making, I don't know, radioactive spiders or something like that?
Nah, I wish.
No superhuman experiments being conducted in
Nah,
your lab?
nah.
So maybe you and Lady Fantastic can get together, like, because you're both scientists, aren't you? Or you're working in a medical lab. I'm sure you could come up with some kind of genome project that will, create superhumans.
It can create the next Frankenstein, an actual one.
Yeah.
Bought any new vampirellas lately?
Not yet. I got a couple coming. So I got a couple of covers coming. So not
Cool.
yet.
What's your favorite collecting, Paolo? What sort of stuff do you like to collect the most?
I've always been more of a Marvel guy. Lately, I've been going back to European comics. There was a time when I just stopped reading them, but there's a few collections, and they're reprinting a lot of old stuff from my younger days. So I'm taking the time to do collections on series like 13 and Largo Winch. Largo Winch had a TV show in the late 90s. It was Canadian produced. Only had one season. They had an Italian actor play the main role. And the guy who created who created those series, Jean Van Damme, was the most prolific writer in the French Belgian market in the 70s and 80s. He also created a fantasy series called Torgal that's been published in the United States. I've been doing some Milo Manara books and Enki Bilal. Enki Bilal was one of the guys that worked for the French publisher that did Metal Hurlant, which it was the original version of the US heavy metal. So we have a lot of publishers right now in Portugal trying to do comics, but here if an album gets 1,000 copies sold, they throw a large party.
All right, so there's not a massive market for it there.
No. Sometimes what they try and do is they do a series and they get it distributed with a major daily newspaper. So that way they can get 5,000 sales out of each copy, and they're usually pretty cheap and low quality, but at least it gets the comics into more people's hands.
Simon, you're quite new. You describe yourself as a comic noob. What got you into comics now?
Oh no! Don't ask me that story.
Oh, Simon, I actually wanted to ask you something last night, then I forgot.
Yeah, what was that?
How old are you?
Nah, that's a secret. That's an internet secret. Yeah, no, I won't expose that just yet. But no, I got into comics because I went on a few dates with this girl who was into comics, and she was like my age, which I won't say. But
Really, I'm taking you for one of those who wouldn't mind saying what your age is.
Yeah, I prefer to keep it a secret for now, guys. It'll come out one day.
Okay, then I'm just gonna give you a number.
Didn't you see in my competition, my biggest fear was me getting old. So
I didn't see that one.
It's on my
I
live.
missed that part. I didn't find that video.
I just gave away the answer, guys. So email me that. Hit me up on that with that answer. I did a video with a lie detector test, and one of the questions that I got all my friends from work to ask me questions. So one of them was, "What's my biggest fear?" And I said,
"No, apparently the guy who created Wonder Woman created the lie detector."
Apparently, not the whole thing.
And apparently the lie detector is also bollocks because it's not really valid.
Yeah, well, I bought my lie detector for $10. So I'm pretty sure it's not very valid.
Even the expensive one, I think I've heard they say. So that's one thing. My fear is just getting dumber.
Getting what? Dumber, did you say?
No, getting dumber.
Getting dumber.
Yeah, sometimes I feel the brain cells escaping.
Oh yeah. That's the. Yeah, I don't want to go into my fears. Oh, heights. I don't mind mentioning heights. App's gone. Oh, his audio's gone. Oh, right. Never mind. Apple. Oh, yeah. Apple computers, eh?
Hey, I'm using Apple.
Oh, okay. What's up, man? Then. So this, how long ago was it you got into comics? That say is back.
I started collecting comics like less than 2 years, so probably a year and a half ago. I
Also,
started
we're about
collecting.
the same time because I started in, I think it was 2018.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I started going to like conventions and started to get into it slightly, and wanting to know more about it. But I've been collecting for less than 2 years. It's like maybe a year and a half. I know I think it'll be 2 years at the end of August.
By the way, do you still have that girl's number? You should send her your comic bill. It's her fault.
You know, it's funny. I gave her many years ago. My brother gave me the DC Encyclopedia for Christmas, and I wasn't into comics at all. I knew nothing. I didn't even know really what DC was, right? And I was like, "Why did you get me this?" And my
Man,
brother,
he's shit at buying gifts, isn't he?
he's like, "DC's cool, man. You like it?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." And I literally gave it to her, and now I was like, "Fuck, I wish I had that because I could learn a lot from it."
Does your brother know? He's like, really, man?
Yeah,
You gave her that one?
I gave away his Christmas present. I don't know if he knows that actually.
I've got a massive DC like compendium, massive Marvel. I've never looked at them. I got them bought for me. I just put them on the shelf. It's like they're there, I suppose, if I ever want to look them up. But
yeah, but you know everything. You know everything,
Yeah,
Graham.
I wish I knew some comic people that live nearby. My dad's reaction to all my comics is the same. Ah, that's nice. Now leave me alone.
you want someone local to talk to about comics to? Is it not like a Facebook group? You could probably search a Facebook group like local comic fans, something like that.
Where do you
Nah,
think
Israelis are mean, man. I went to a Facebook group once. Scary people.
All right.
Where do you get your books from then?
Oh, there's well, they have comics in the bookstore, like
Okay.
packs of comics, and now they added trade paperbacks.
So it's just
So
a
that's
regular.
awesome. And then we have like 4 stores of comics in the whole country, and I go to one that's in Tel Aviv.
It's
It's called Kamikaze.
Well, I think Up's down in the bottom of the screen again. There, back. This page goes off the bottom of the screen, so you don't see when he pops
Oh,
up.
he's back.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
idea what is going
I
on.
now have a poll list, which reminds me I need to ask about excellence. It hasn't been an issue in 2 months.
Oh, right, that's the one of the School of Magic you talked about before, wasn't it?
And not School of Magic, but Magicians. Man, I hope they finish that. I want to know what happens.
Wasn't there something to do with there was no female magicians, and then there was one woman and one?
There are, but they're not allowed to do magic.
Right, yeah, typical.
How dumb! I mean, more resources and more manpower. Idiots.
Has everyone got a pool list now? Has everyone collecting modern comics?
Yeah, that's a new one.
Modern. I'm on a Dark Horse Independent hype at the minute. That's all I seem to be getting.
So you don't have a regular pool list, or you?
Yeah. My subscription list at the minute is Punisher, the Savage Bastards #1 coming out Wednesday. That's on my pull list. Rise of Kylo Ren, obviously that's rising in price, as I spoke about in a latest video about that. Alien vs Predator: Thicker Than Blood. That's issue 3 and 4. 3 is this month, 4 is March. And I think that's it for regular at the minute. And everything else I'm getting is sort of independent stuff that I wanted to get in previous sort of years.
You look at back issues, you mean? You pick up back issues of those ones?
Yeah, mainly thrifting.
Right.
Or vintage stuff like comic fairs, toy fairs, anything like that. That's where I'm going. Golden Orbit is where I was last weekend. I was in Sheffield.
What part of the UK are you in?
Sorry?
What part of the UK are you living?
Sheffield, North.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
So I don't think Golden. I think are you London way?
Yeah, I'm London. Yeah.
Yeah. So they do Golden Orbit, do Sheffield, Leeds, Birmingham, Manchester, and that's like a very very small group of independent people.
How big is the UK?
I don't
Tiny.
know. It's not big.
It's
Compared
probably
to
bigger than Israel for sure.
I think it might be bigger than Israel. I'm not 100%
Google
sure. How big is Israel? I mean,
Not very big.
no.
Considering we have one bloody post company in the whole country.
Israel is 12 times smaller than the UK.
You're 12 times smaller than us. There you go.
Yeah, we're
And we're
tiny.
12 times bigger than you. So there we go. And I think there's probably about 50 UKs fit into Australia. I'm not sure. We'll go to Simon, our Australian expert, for the news on that.
How big? Yeah, Australia's huge. Apparently, we don't have many people here either. So
No.
compared to like, the US and stuff.
They said the bushfire, the size of the bushfire was over the size of the UK.
The whole of Australia is trying to kill its own people.
Yeah, well, the elements are.
Yeah, heaps of like I don't know how many it was, but like a massive percentage of the animals and wildlife and stuff died in the fires, which is crazy.
Terrible. Anyone else getting any regular?
Is Australia the country where all the animals are trying to kill you?
There's a lot of cute animals there, isn't there? Yeah. Crocodiles, snakes, spiders.
17 of the 20 deadliest spiders in the world live in Australia.
Yeah.
And one of them was in my
say goodbye to your loved ones every time you go out. It's for milk.
I had a redback spider just on my balcony the other day, and that was those have to be killed straight away.
There's 3 hour difference between where Simon is and where Werewolf by Lunchtime is. There you go.
Oh, because you're in. Oh, wait, I think you've told me where you are from before. Was it Perth? Oh no, is it Perth? Is it?
That's a big place. One of my house mates is gone in Australia at the moment. She lives. Her parents are there.
Oh, Catwoman is here.
Catwoman.
Catwoman?
Yeah, Catwoman.
I've got a Catwoman here.
Yeah, I know. So wait, the Catwoman. Sorry if spoilers. Did Catwoman marry Bruce or not?
No.
Because Matt sent me a bunch of the comics to the sketch cover. I have a sketch cover of Catwoman. And I open it and I can't understand what's happening. Is the lady that removed her body parts and wigs and shit.
That was the first comic I started collecting. Was Batman issue 50 and Catwoman issue 1. That were the first 2 comics I bought when I started collecting. So that wasn't very long ago.
I can't remember what the first is. Mine would have been like, I don't know, maybe X-Men.
Oh, like I bought comics back in the day when I was a kid, but like when I got back into it was Batman 50. Okay. Yeah, like I've got like old school comics as well, like from when I was a kid, but I didn't really understand comics when I was a kid. I just read them.
Yeah.
So,
I don't remember my first comic, but I remember my first Marvel. I was 6 years old. Brazilian Captain America edition. Was the first appearance of Vermin, and I remember it was Mike Zeck art.
Does he have big teeth? Does Vermin have big teeth?
Kind of.
It's kind of like a rat guy.
Yeah, and since the Brazilian comics are anthologies, even if they have a main character, the other stories were Ghost Rider.
Yeah, you gotta love some of those cheesy characters. They're so lame, but they're so funny.
No, there was a time when we had Indiana Jones as the backup strip in Captain America and Star Wars as the backup strip in the Incredible Hulk. They tried running
and a bit of sci-fi in there with the superheroes.
Yeah.
So it's a way to maximize the sales by having like 2 fairly different. Someone only likes sci-fi.
And these were for the newsstands. There would be no point in having 50 different titles because most of them wouldn't sell. So what they do is
I wish they would lose the point of having 50 different covers.
No, that's not going to happen. That's where they make their money.
Like one comic has 50 different covers. For what?
Because if you got I agree with you completely because the variant stuff is so up my street. I'd rather have if I can get one comic and get 3 variants of it, then why wouldn't I? But
Me too.
yeah, I mean that's my.
But it's the same thing inside. So what's the point?
Because
Because that's the difference between being a sort of a collector and then a
I'm
reader.
telling you, Marvel should just start selling prints. And what's the point? People take this variant, they just put the picture, and they don't even read it.
it's collecting the art, I guess.
What do you
You're
think about
collecting the
blind
artist. You're not
variants then?
collecting. Yeah, you're collecting the artist more than you're not collecting the pretty
Well, I
much. You're not
Might
collecting
as well
for
pay
the
the
reader.
artist directly to draw you a picture or a print.
Yeah, but so if I see anything by Frank Miller, regardless of condition, regardless of price, if anything I see anything by Frank Miller on a book that I've not read, and it's a cover that
Which
I've not
one is
seen,
Frank
I'll buy
Miller
it.
again?
He's going to do the Dark Knight Returns.
The one that's losing his mind. Like people saying he's losing his mind a little bit for writing some of his stuff.
But the guy was seriously ill.
His older
We're all
stuff.
losing
never
our
said
minds
what-
slowly.
They never said what he had, but I'm betting he had something like pancreatic cancer because it
No,
really
I mean,
took a toll
what
on
did
him.
he draw?
Right.
He wrote and drew. He started by drawing Daredevil. Then he started writing and drawing Daredevil. He created Elektra. Then he went to DC. Did Ronin and Dark Knight Returns. Then he came back to Marvel.
If I remember his art style.
Yeah,
He did
Sin City.
Yeah, if
300.
you would have watched Sin City, like surely Sin City 300,
Oh, yeah,
RoboCop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sin City. I did see Sin City. That was cool.
Frank Miller, I don't know if he's a director. He either directed or is assistant to the director.
He directed The Spirit.
Yeah, so most of the stuff that you'll see along that sort
Is
of
that the one that's
line,
flunked?
What?
yeah, the Spirit didn't do very well.
The guy with the red tie that kind of looks like Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, I think he's got
That
a
the
little mask in it as well. So the Spirit.
Yeah,
He's
Spirit.
like coat and like
I only remember the red tie from that movie, and that's it.
Yeah, it's not very great. It's not one of the greatest Frank Miller things I think he's ever done.
You know, Frank Miller's best work is actually something that usually flies off of people's radars because it's the Martha Washington. It was a science fiction comic he did with Dave Gibbons. It was published by Dark Horse in the 90s.
okay.
It's very, very good, and it's not something you're expecting off of Frank Miller.
What the name? I don't know.
I thought he was a good writer. No.
He was.
Yeah, no. Frank.
He was.
Yeah,
The older he
fantastic
got, the worse he got. The older he got,
Wasn't
the
it
older he
Batman
got.
and Robin one that he was it him? They did the Batman and Robin one where Batman's slapping Robin and telling him the fuck he's not in a wuss and that kind of thing. Yeah.
That was a Jim Lee one. Jim Lee and Frank Miller wrote he wrote it. Frank drew it, or Frank wrote it, and then Lee drew drew everything.
They sort of go hand in hand, like Jim Lee with Dark Horse. So yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Lee had a nice style. I mean, it has a nice style.
Yeah. All the guys at the bottom are all variant buyers, all buy lots of variant covers. But just always showing loads of variants on his channel.
I'm always getting Perillo
we can't
variants.
get variants here in Israel. I mean, you can ask. They told me I can ask, and they can get one in advance. But like that, they just get the regular one.
Yeah. It's like I never even knew that variants existed until
Holy shit! This cargo's here.
I started doing YouTube videos. That's when I discovered there was such a thing called variants. Like, I never really had.
I don't care because it's all the same inside.
Yeah, exactly. Same with me. I'm not into like getting different variant covers. I just want to have a story, and that's it really. You know,
if I had the choice from like collecting, if this is where I differentiate. So if let's say the UK Forbidden Planet, one of the biggest UK stores, if I can order from them, then I won't. I'll order from an independent place. But if they've got like variant 1, issue 1 of something that's sold out at an independent place, I will buy it. But I'd also buy variant 2 from the independent place. So variant 1, issue 1 is always on my radar. Like I always want that issue, regardless of what it is. But if they have a variant 2 from an independent place, I'll tend to pick up both. If not, then Like I said, I don't go out my way to pick up variant twos, but I definitely do collect them.
The only
Mine's
reason
the artist.
I got the Batman 1000 jock cover is because when they ordered the comics like that in Kamikaze, they usually announce it on Facebook and they tell you there's a limited amount, so you need to ask for one now. But if it was more of a hustle, I wouldn't bother.
I like the standard cover of Detective.
There was like a gazillion of them.
Yeah, but the standard, there was, I think, the standard cover which had like a whole bunch of characters on it or something.
I like the jock one where it looks like Batsy standing in the rain.
I got my Detective Flowers, and I got the Brian Boland Virgin cover.
The only good thing about Marvel 1000 was probably the covers because the inside was shit.
Marvel 1000, they charge you $10 for what is essentially a previews book. That should have been a giveaway, or at least $1.
I thought it would be like DC. I would read some short stories of Marvel characters, and then I opened it like, that's it.
Sounds like a rip-off.
There should be a class action lawsuit against Marvel.
That's it. That was the big deal. There's not even a story in here.
Yes, I'm going to show you something that the French are doing, which is more what Matilda wants. Hold on a second.
Oh boy.
What do you think?
I actually ended up sending my Marvel 1000 to Tat.
All right, yeah. I got someone living in the States.
Like, I don't know what to do with it. Oh, now I know where Scargo lives, in Istanbul.
Yeah, Turkey. Most UK stores have extreme cheap shipping fee. That's good.
I think that's something to do with the UK. Maybe when we leave the EU fully.
Actually, yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, I ordered from Scott. What was it? Scott's Collectibles, and the US is only $7. It's $7 in shipping. So I'm like,
I wish it was that way from the US to the UK. Because
I wish
if we order something from the US, we get the comic file.
I know.
We get a letter through. The import fee and the shipping fee will be double the price of whatever you've ordered.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
yeah, because
sorry.
Steve tried to send you guys. Oh, what was it? Steve tried to send somebody over there something. Steve, UPS wanted to charge him $100 and something just to send it. I'm like, dude, it's not worth it. And then we go to the post office. It's only $60. I'm like, dude, I'd rather do it through the post office if that's the case.
Make sure you get the cheapest service, because I used to work for the post office in the UK, and the main thing they say, give them the most expensive service first and see if they buy it. That's what the idea is. And then if you say no, then you can go down to the less expensive services. I think they always, like, as a sales technique, they offer you the most expensive one first. You don't. You're in a hurry or something, and you don't ask about the other services. But always make sure you ask what services are available. Even sending it by sea, it takes 6 weeks, but it's a heck of a lot cheaper normally.
Yeah.
Unless it's
we know that now. We know that now.
Yeah, mate.
I got some.
But did anyone talk about the Marvel 1000 besides the covers? Did anyone mention how good the inside was? Because all I heard was they have a Mickey Mouse cover.
Nobody mentioned the inside.
His first appearance on a cover. That's all I heard.
Okay, yeah, I don't know anything about Marvel 1000. I've not checked it out. So,
Marvel should just start selling art prints.
Yeah.
Or they can do this. I'm gonna show you something here. So this is the whoops.
Now you made your screen bigger, Mr. Gray.
I just want to
Gray, click on his screen. Like there's a little top on his. There's a little picture box on his. Click on his.
Oh, in the bottom.
Sorry, Jason, I lost your head there for a minute.
There we go.
Okay, so this is the French Conan series that is, so far it's only available in French, but it's going to be finally sold in the United States. This one,
I heard.
Yeah, this one adapts the Daughter of the Frost Giants. So instead of doing variant covers, they did homage pinups, and they're all available here in the book.
My kind of people.
See, like this. Pretty cool, huh?
Like, why not do that? Sometimes the variant covers are so stupid as well. Like, it's the same picture, but a different color.
Here comes the argument again.
Yeah, discussion, not an
Well,
argument.
I saw one for baby teeth. It was the same one. One was red all over and one was green.
But
But
was
they were
that
the same.
was that a variant though, or was that a different reprint? Because sometimes different reprints come in slightly different.
Yeah,
shapes.
you're right. Reprints sometimes in different
It
colors.
might be- yeah, it might have been a second print and a third print rather than an actual variant. I think variants are normally pretty different than the cover A. I think you'll find.
No, Hergé used to do something with Tintin when he put out a new printing of the book.
Tintin.
He would do stuff. He would do stuff like update the cars and the clothes of the background characters to make it look more modern.
Oh, cool.
So the new version is always
I like
different from the older
Tintin
version.
movie that they made a few years ago.
I never saw the movie.
The movie was okay.
I liked it. That's how I first found out about Tintin.
I think Asterix is better than Tintin.
It is.
Hey, how come this is called "This is a Test"? Like, are you planning on doing more live streams? Is that?
Well, that's the first time I've got this hold of this StreamYard. I was talking about it like as part of my year and a day of blogging. I thought, see if I can maybe start some kind of regular-ish kind of show. And yeah.
But that's my next thing, or my next thing for my channel anyway is the podcast.
Right.
So very similar, but not quite.
But if you guys are gonna do, all you guys got to do is just do it, and then use StreamYard. If anything, man, StreamYard's the easiest thing to use right now.
The thing is, you can't do live shows every day if you with guests because you have a maximum 20 hours per month.
Yeah, 20 hours per month if you don't pay for it. But if you pay for it, it's pretty much unlimited. If you pay for $13, I think it's $13 a month or something like that, and it's unlimited.
Is that to use StreamYard or YouTube?
No, StreamYard.
That's StreamYard.
20 hours, dudes. Just do it once or twice a week.
Yeah. So, I guess if I do it, I just do this again. Just invite whoever wants to come in first. That might be easier. Easier than actually coming up with an idea for a concept.
Right. I will totally do a stream with you where we drink beers, yeah?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm down. I'm down to do streams with you too, man. So just let me know. But don't, big thing, Gray, don't let it in the chat, because last time we did that in the US, somebody hacked it and pretended to be me and actually showed porn. So be careful.
Oh yeah, that's your story.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
That must have turned to be one hell of a stream.
You can always just throw them out. Because you can kick them out straight away if someone comes in and ends up.
Boy, Scargo's asking if he can join.
Oh, if one of us jumps out, he can join.
Actually, I should be getting ready to leave because today is my dad's birthday, so I gotta go get dressed and. So that was fun. We'll talk later. Hope you do more of these. So see you later.
Just in comments. It's nice, just hang out and chat.
Yeah.
But this is the first time ever I've done anything. I've spoken to Simon about this before. Other than 3 months ago when I started my channel, I'd never been in front of a camera ever. I'd only always been behind the camera.
You're not the only one. You're not the only one, man. I've never been in front either.
This is the first time I've ever done a live stream of any sort, so that's memorable.
Yeah.
And I'm at work.
By the way,
Mr. Gray, I wish I had your lighting. Because the lighting here is so shit. I tried actually making a video on my laptop, and when I saw my face, I was like, nah, I'm not staring at that.
You guys are sat on what I just ordered today. So, Simon, you might appreciate this. Anybody else who uses a camera. I got the art lens, a 30mm art lens, f1.7. So that
nice.
Yeah, that came today. So that should up the video quality quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think my light is wrong, actually. Am I really this pale in real life? I'm sure I've got I think the light's a little bit much. I'm looking like I'm almost glowing.
Yeah, you look like Casper, Mr. Gray.
Yeah. Extreme neon vampire or something. It's quite scary.
In my lighting, I look like a zombie.
Actually, I should turn my lighting on.
Which you think would have been an improvement, but no, it just looks worse.
We've got a new guest, Escargot T80. is coming in. He looks like a wall.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Yo.
Hey.
Whoa.
Cargo.
Are you shy or your camera pointing the wrong way? Kind of sideways and above.
Hey, buddy, I forgot we didn't do his skin.
Hey, oh, that's better.
What's up?
How are
Yes,
you?
Cargo.
Man.
So we've got another country joining the United Nations of people.
It really
United
is as
Nation of Bollocks.
Yeah.
You know, I really wanted to say I'm a huge fan of Jeff Comic, 813, and Simple Simon.
Thank you.
Matilda Gothica is an old friend, and I think everybody watches Gray Man. So I'm big fan of all your channels, man. Did I miss anybody? Did I skip anybody?
No. Oh, A up. Did you say A up?
Sum up, my boy.
I'm-
Hey,
I'm-
Hey,
I've
I'm
been
under-
following
Yeah.
Ashley in all the videos.
Yeah.
hey, man. I mean,
I'm
my
under-
bad. Probably I didn't subscribe to you yet, but I will.
He's new.
There's always new channels to
Yeah.
subscribe to. That's the thing. There's always new people to discover. Always new channels popping up.
Oh, Simon, how
Yep.
long have you been on filming? I forgot to pay attention to the dates on your videos.
It's been just over a year on YouTube. Just over a year.
Yeah, so me and Simon have been the same. So I've been a year on YouTube too. But collecting wise, I've been longer. Collecting since 2013, I think.
A lot longer.
Getting back
Ooh.
into collecting. Yeah.
I think
Oh, do you have a manga
Mine
collection,
was-
Simon?
14 or 15.
You were 14 or 15, you say A up? When you
Yeah.
first
I
started?
was
probably
actually
similar.
debating if that's appropriate to ask
When
if you're
I,
Asian.
When I started college in the
You know, the
UK,
assumptions they all have
probably when I
manga.
just seriously started, which would have been 2014.
By the way, if I may ask, Simon, what do your parents think about your hair?
They hate my hair.
No, I'm asking Simon.
Yeah,
No, they're over it now. I haven't changed my hair for a long time. Almost as old as Ashley.
I haven't got any.
My barber would kill me if I even ask him about that. About dyeing my hair.
How come you the guys from States are still awake? Isn't it a bit late? A little late?
Nights, I think.
What morning for me, man? It's
Different in
7:23 in the
America as
morning.
well. There's different time zones for cities in America as well.
Yeah, it's the like California is on a different time zone, and then we're East Coast time. So East Coast right now it's 7:24. So in the morning.
Yeah, because I think Chris told me somehow there's 7 hours difference. But
Yeah,
then Matt
like
told me
7
there's
hours,
11
3 hours.
You got a new sub,
Yeah, so-
Stargo.
Awesome, thank you.
Well, I've just hit.
I'll sub back
I
right
know
away.
it's to me, but thank you. I hit 30 yesterday, and I've hit 34 today. So
My video I'm releasing tomorrow. You get another shout out at my video that's coming out tomorrow, mate.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty
you'll hit 100 before the end of the week, man, for sure.
As if
You'll hit 100 because that's what I was at. What was it? Like the year I started, I was at like 30. That's great, man. It was one of the first ones to subscribe. I was like at 30, and then by the end of the week, I hit 100.
Simon, I know you were close to being one of my first, I think, but I think you were the first, wasn't you?
Nah, mate. I think you had maybe 4 or 5 when I jumped on that boat, and then
They're the people that I would have known probably.
Who was the one that you was plugging on your channel, Simon?
Yeah, I got Grey Man onto you, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I must have started first.
But
Then, yeah.
I've been only shouting out Ashley's channel like until he gets the 50 and I'll shut up about him. But you got to check his channel out, man. He actually understands video production, which I don't. So he's actually really very good.
that's the only thing I'm super self-confident about. Or like if the production's not good on the video, I don't want to put it out.
Yeah, see, I don't care. If it's bad, like we're running with it.
As long as you got something coming out, that's the big thing, man. As long as you have something, this comes from like advice comes from Bueller, anyways. Bueller says as long as you have something coming out, that's all that matters, man. As long as you have something consistently coming.
I think
As
that's more
long
of a
as you have-
personal thing, though. I think if I
Yeah.
can't release, like, I try and do one a week at least, but
All right.
I
Do
like
what
the
I
concept
do.
of
I've
being
set
great.
a low standard from the start.
Yeah. The way to go is to like be out there. Like I sort of and look, watch as many videos. I've been unemployed for ages. Watch as many
Mr.
videos.
Gray, I can't hear you very well.
So I like to just comment on everyone's videos that I can. Watch as many videos as I can. Comment and all that, and that way kind of people end up commenting back, and you end up making friends. You know, just by being active on people's channels. I think that's the best thing, bro. Because sometimes it's hard. You can be making really good content, if there's not people sort of seeing your channels or having a reason to go and visit your channel because they, there's so many other channels they already want.
Right.
The hell?
It's my. I'm looking at. I've got a computer next to me. That's all. So I think I'm Kevin.
Sound to be like
Where
Mega
are you
there.
from? The UK, same as the Grey Man.
Yeah, I feel you, Mr.
I'm
Gray.
north, and then Grey Man's south. So we get the shit weather all the time up the north. We rain quite a bit. I think south tends to be a bit more warmer sometimes.
Yeah, not quite as chilly. Ken's from Shropshire or something. I can't remember, somewhere in the Midlands or so. I'm not too sure. But is everyone sub to Ken because he's got a massive box of old comics just turned up? Oh, these in the Midlands.
Oh, nice.
He collects like the old UK reprints, like from before we got all the international comics. They're quite, I don't know how old they are, but 50s, 60s, that kind of period. He's just got a massive box of 200 of them. So pretty cool stuff. Check that out when he gets the video.
He's on his channel, so he's 40 miles west of Birmingham. So yeah, that's probably. I was in Birmingham 3 weeks ago when we had the really big summit in the UK. So yeah, Birmingham's an hour and a half away from me.
Cool. I went there once for a comic in Birmingham. I think last year I went. Was it you that was at that? Did you see your video? You'd been there, or someone was talking about it, and there was like a massive walk to get in and all that kind of thing. Was that you?
No, yeah, that was the Toy Fair in the UK. So that was.
Mr. Gray, I gotta ask, where does the stereotype for British with the bad teeth come from?
Americans say it because they spend lots of money on their dentists, and we don't bother. They like I think because they're so like the Hollywood mentality that their teeth have all got to be perfect, and we're just like, yeah, these are do. If they chew the food all right, they'll do. You know what I mean? I think they're getting it. How's your teeth, Ashley?
All right, I guess. Like, as good as they're gonna be.
All right, don't know. They do the trick. They've lasted me 50 years so far, so I'm not going to complain about them. Hey, Jambo!
I just wondered where that one came from.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. I think it's a thing that Americans say about British people. They're probably right.
I think it's the other ones. We always drink tea. I mean, a lot of people drink tea, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a British thing. I guess.
I think even the Asterix comics used to sort of said that we drink tea. They made the drinking.
The old school atomic ones, I think they do as well.
Yeah, I certainly like a cup of tea every now and again. This is my my regular home teacup, like it's a pint mug. So like I like to drink a pint of tea a couple of times a day.
You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it, man.
I mean, it's not a funny story, but last weekend.
It must involve the new Captain Marvel.
I went to the comic shop, my local comic shop, Friday afternoon, and I'm planning to make a visit. And
Jumbo is here.
Some of you may know I'm a huge Lucio Perillo fan.
Yeah,
and I really like his variants, also his regular covers as well. And I have a very nice. I have a little collection. You can see better on Instagram, and I'm planning to pay him a visit the first week of March after the C2E2. He will be in Florence, and flying to Florence from Istanbul is way easier to flying to New York or Chicago. for convention wise. And I contacted him and I asked him if I can, stop by and get some comic book signed. And he replied he would be very, very happy. Just do you know where is my atelier, the art gallery? And I said, of course, no, I can come by there. And I'm gonna meet the guy, and I'm very hyped. I'm very happy. So I went to the comic shop and bought some Parello recent covers like Action Comics. He's doing awesome,
Superman covers, yeah.
Yeah, and also the Vengeance of Vampirella.
You talked to Lucio Porello himself?
Yeah, but we go very back. I've been texting him since 2010, so I'm a very old fan.
Cool.
No, you should. You should vlog that if you're not already. You should make a video of the whole thing.
Yeah, just make sure he's okay with it. Just make sure he's okay with it, though. You have to ask him to make sure he's okay with it.
Of course, with his permission. With his permission, but we generally chat about everything. Wine. He's a wine lover, and I love.
Cool.
Because in Turkey we export wine. Anyway, the terrible thing happened is I bought some comics.
Ooh.
And we went to the bar, a very common, very nice bar, and we are drinking like margaritas, beer.
Mr. Gray showing boobs.
No, I just have
that's a nice one.
A little part of Lady Death and Vampirellas that I've got. I'm going to show these off for Jeff. You carry on talking.
Whose cover is that?
It reminds me of the recent Lucio Porello Vampirella cover, where she's squeezing her boobs.
Who is the cover artist?
I have no idea.
Stephen Hughes. Some of those early ones are Stephen Hughes from the Lady Death. Stephen Hughes. It's an African American artist.
And then I'll do it the other way.
Anyway,
so what happened?
Somebody stole the comic bag.
That's really shit.
From a bar?
Yeah, I mean there were some store exclusives because some of my friends we have a PO box and we gather like store exclusives from Midtown or Unknown Comics, and we make a big stack of pile and we split the shipping and tax, and it's way easier. It's very cheap that way. And so there were some store exclusives, some Joe Jusko variants, some Campbell variants, and the whole big bag. Somebody stole it.
You have to admit, though, you got to give him credit for appreciating comic art.
They probably don't know.
Robert.
They probably don't know what they've got.
At least he's appreciative of art and comics. You don't get many of those.
I can't give them a credit. I can't.
No.
I know, but I mean, it's rare. Usually they go for the jewels and electronics.
They probably had no idea.
The good thing is I still have my favorite ones, at my comic box. So
I'm a snake with an afro?
Yeah, nothing big got stolen, but still I can't believe why people should steal comics, man.
They wouldn't know there was comics in there, though, would they? Surely.
Mr. Gray, can you send me a picture of that cover later?
Okay. Remember, they just saw a bag, no idea what was in it, just stole it because they're just looking for things to steal. And to sell,
Exactly.
My mate got a bag stolen from he was doing some DJing recently, and he got his bag stolen. It's got a laptop in it, and like a rare, like a hoodie from a band that he wouldn't be able to get another one of those hoodies again. It was quite.
Man, now I want to draw a snake with an afro.
More pissed off about the hoodie than the computer. But that was actually Evil Ernie. That was the Tilda. Yes,
Evil Ernie creation by Brian Polito and Stephen Hughes. Art by Stephen Hughes.
Okay, yeah, I see now the body.
Yeah. So.
Hi, Mark.
These were given to me by my mate. I've not actually got back to reading them yet. Not something I'd necessarily collect myself, but as soon as I've got them, I might as well give them a read.
Yeah. They're not bad reads, man, but some of it's a little.
This is turning out shit.
What's up? Your picture? Some of it's what? Sorry, Jeff.
I said some of the reads are okay, man, but some of those reads are okay. Some of them are a little corny. You know what I mean? So
I actually watched the Lady Death movie. That's how I found out about it.
There's a Lady Death.
Lady
It was
Death.
an animated movie, and I watched it.
Amazon.
I want a live
animated movie. No,
I thought it was
animated.
pretty cool.
I never heard about
animated.
I wish there was a live action movie.
No, it's an animated
so
one, and it's not too bad. So,
is it a recent movie?
I got a question.
Do you know that Vampirella might be a space vampire?
Yeah,
she's from another planet.
She is from another planet. Dracula.
And I thought that probably might explain her costume. Maybe where she comes from, it's normal to dress like that. Which is why she doesn't understand the embarrassment of people. She's like, what? This is my casual.
The funny thing is, it's created by a woman. That costume's created by a lady, so that's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny.
I just want to look sexy. No, you gotta ask her though, madam. Why did you think this was practical?
It's not very. There's a lot of superhero costumes.
I want to ask her that. I gotta find out who's the creator.
Trina Robbins. That's the lady's name. Trina Robbins.
Trina Robbins.
Trust me. Yeah, you're asking that. Yeah.
The artist costume small and she designed it though.
She created the costume.
About her history though, with what planet did she come from?
Yeah, she created the costume. Trina Robbins is the one that created the costume. So.
Right.
You gotta admit, it is easy to undress in that one.
You don't want to go to Dracula on Werewolf by lunchtime because the water is blood. That's why they like to drink blood, because on the planet Draculon, their water is actually composed of blood. So I read the first Vampirella comic that I picked up a little while ago. I finally got around to reading it. Have you read the first one?
Yeah, it's corny as hell, but it's I like it.
Spoilers, Mr. Gray. I still want to read that.
Which one? The first Vampirella?
I actually found a binding of everything Vampirella on Amazon. Right. I'm gonna buy that at some point and then read it.
Cool. It's quite.
I'm excited.
A lot of them. I mean, because I just collected my birthday books. I've got like an early eerie, an early creepy, and the first Vampirella. And the stories are just like they're so like you've got 2 panels in, you already know what's going to happen at the end. They're so obvious. The story like so obvious. It's so like.
And I gotta draw Vampirella again. The first one I did was so shit. Although it might have fit that corny style.
Hello, what we got here? Oh yeah. You know the funny thing about that variant is it was in my checkout box. It was in the cart.
I don't think we have any Vampirella and Kamikaze.
I was about to check out with it.
I think about it.
Sold out.
It's a bit too sexy.
So it must be hard to get these variants. You're like a real variant hunter. They charge top dollar for them, don't they? Some of them.
The Vampirella variant is only 500 a piece.
Covers for Vampirella are like then. Everywhere I think I see just variants of Vampirella.
Well, Perilla's been doing the normal covers. Perilla's been doing a lot of normal covers. What was it? The normal covers
wasted that talent on the normal covers.
Does nobody want to talk about the Batman '89 epidemic?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not a fan of Punchline. I genuinely don't care for it. But for a comic to go from $3 to now $40 and $50 just because people think they can pay the price on it,
I'm getting that shit tomorrow
I'm
morning.
going to say, I guarantee that
Simon's making gang signs.
I'm getting that shit first thing tomorrow morning. I'll
Have you paid retail? Have you paid?
Mine, your comic book days before like America and stuff like that. So
Did you pay normal retail or?
nah, Mark put that shit aside for me. But I want to get 2 copies because I want to pick one up for my mate, but I don't think he's going to give me 2. So I'm going to go to another shop to try to get another copy for my mate.
I've just let it go. I'm not going to bother about it.
Why do you need 2 though? Is one for CGC?
No. I got a friend who doesn't have it on his pull list. His shop's a bit dodgy to him, so they won't. I don't think they're going to put one aside.
Yeah,
for
those
him.
are the normal covers there. That's a normal cover for you. That's like a 1 in, like the 1 in 10.
This
Something like that.
This cover is done by the same artist who is doing the interior for the last year for the 50th
It's a bit too
anniversary.
much ass in one cover.
And the artist name is Ergün Gündüz. He's a Turkish artist.
Yeah.
And so since he's doing the interior art, he sometimes does this one
That's
as well.
the cover. Yep. The funny thing is they use out of country all the time. They use them out of country artists all the time too. Yep.
Ah shit.
Okay, I got a question. I got a quick question. What do you guys think about the McFarlane ASM 300-ish series? What I'm saying is like there was a very CGC McFarlane signing previously, and the prices has moved a little bit, but I wanna in my top wish list. I got like ASM 300 or 316 this year. So what do you guys suggest? Opinion wise.
I've never even heard of that series, so I can't help you there.
It's the Amazing Spider-Man 300. It's the Todd McFarlane's most famous one. Yeah, that's the one he's talking about. But my thing is, I'm a big McFarlane fan, but
I'm not really.
But depending on what you want it for, depending on what you are, if you're keeping it, I would go with you know what I mean. I would if you're trying to read it, go with Unslab. But if you're trying to maybe down the line you're gonna have to get rid of it somehow, I would go with Slab. But depending on what you're looking to do with it. So if it's for your PC or if it's for personal collection,
it's for my PC. It's for my PC, and I want a nice grade like 8.5, 9.0, something like that. So because I try to aim like near mint minus condition books. Most of my collection is like 90% of my collection is probably near mint minus or at least very VF plus. So I want to have a decent copy, but it's crazy. I mean, I don't want to pay $400 or something like that.
Yeah, but honestly, you're not gonna. Right now, the price is gonna stay up there because it's the what was it? It's I think 300 is the black suit. Yeah, so it's black suit with Spider-Man. So it's gonna stay up there for a little bit until this Venom 2 movie comes out, and then if that Venom 2 movie plummets, then that book's gonna drop a little. But right now, it's gonna stay up at the 400 range. So you might want to hold off in getting it. So.
Are you doing a second one?
Yeah.
I can get 6 on time, can't I?
Yeah, I think I might skip. I saw Tom Hardy without a shirt. I'm good.
Okay. Is anyone need to be off? Because I want to add Ken to the stream quickly for.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bugger off then.
You'll go. I'm not sure how
I gotta make that video for Simon and finish Red Hood here.
Okay, cool. So
he needs a lot more work.
Nice talking to you. And
cheers, mate.
See you later, Matt.
All right, it's been fun, gentlemen.
Bye.
Mr. Gray, have fun at your dad's.
I will do, yeah. Gonna do my podcast with him. See you later. Yeah. Right, let's get Ken in. He can show us off his 200 new books that he's bought today. There he is. He's celebrating. That's a very large rum you've got there, mate.
I wish it was, Gray. I wish it was.
It's whiskey, and it's tea with no milk. Philistine.
Yeah, it's some sort of herbal rubbish, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
Some green tea by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So
how you doing? Another one skiving off work.
I'm at work.
Yeah, you're skiving off though. We're talking to us.
You're not wrong. I work on my own, so it's all good.
Oh, that's all right then.
The only thing I've got to watch out for is the phone's ringing and somebody wanted to come in the front door. So
see, the problem I had with the broadcast a minute ago, somebody rang my phone and I'm in the office. The live stream went.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah.
Work has to come first, I suppose.
unless you can read at work, which you could.
I've subscribed to your channel, Aop, and I've subscribed to Escargo T80's channel.
Yeah, I think I've dropped one back.
Sharing Cupgate 1-3 and Simple Simon. I'll subscribe to you shortly.
Cool.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Cool.
No worries.
Have you got your comics with you there? Your new ones? Or are they all at home?
I have, mate. They're here.
You're going to show us a few choice ones? Or...
Brother, you know, it's flipping massive.
Oh boy.
So I'm not going to open it until I get home.
So you must have a few doubles by now then, yeah, if you keep getting these, or did you manage to just choose the ones you needed?
I keep them down just the ones I needed, you know.
Yeah.
If I can get around with, if I see a seller who's selling like 20 or 30, I'll pick out the ones I've already got and say, hey, do you think you can like leave those out and drop the price of it, or what else can we go up and do, mix and match? So,
yeah, that's good. I did that with Superman bid that I did the other day. It was like 5 comics, and one of them I already had. We had the one I did need, and another batch, and he did the same thing. He let me have the one I wanted. So
brilliant.
Finally got the first appearance of Doomsday. I never had it. I can't believe I never had it. It was like, there you go.
Cool.
I've got the camera on me if I'm going to show off a comic. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I finally got Doomsday. I think I've got 5 comics for like 10 now or something like that. I just looked at this one, and this is worth like $40 or something like that. So I thought I did quite well there.
I did that at the Sheffield one this weekend. I picked up a couple of 50p dollar bin items that retail for at least sort of 10, 20 plus pound, which I mean is always great.
Yeah, that actually killed the industry, man. That actually killed the U.S. Comic market. That actually destroyed the comic market over here.
Yeah, so there's too many people buying stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah, because what was it back then in the 90s? Everybody was buying it to put their kid through college and everything. So that's how they destroyed the industry over here.
The only speculation I ever did, because my comic shop, my local comic shop, not most of the places I've been to in the UK, it's like kind of owned by like one person. They're always a bit weird, kind of. You know, you got the same experience, Ken. You get some kind of
much so.
comic shop. The first one that opened in London where I live, I'm like, oh man, unless you knew him and he was buying stuff for me, he was so brusque with people. Like, the kids would come in, little kids come in, look at it. Can I help you at all?
Yeah, I know. I had the same experience.
I think that's any LCS like store owner.
Is it really?
Even any independent
that's
owner
my
is very much like
LCS
that.
too, man.
Yeah,
that's the US guys too, man. That's us over here too. That's Glenn and but Tim's nicer, but Glenn's similar like that too, man.
What is
they're a strange breed, aren't they?
We're trying to keep them in business. At least they can be pleasant.
It was always present with me because I'd spend £100 a month in there when I used to go in. So he's like, "Oh, Graham, how you doing?" But anyone else, I'd be sitting there like looking for my stuff, and someone else would come in. There was how dare you come into my shop, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, like he's nice to you, he's nice to us, but then when the new guy comes in or the new person comes in, it's like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah. Who are you?
I suppose it's that obviously a real thing. The Simpsons would have done a parody of it with their comic shop guy. He's the kind of quintessential. He's not just he's a real life person, kind of, or trope or whatever you want to call it. But
that's why a lot of people mail order.
Yeah.
Like for me to go into the centre of Sheffield is probably 40 minutes. So on a weekday, I'd rather not. I'd just mail it. If I want to get something that I know I'm going to want key, I'll mail order it. But if I'm going like either a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then I'll go into the store. But the LCS in Sheffield is very, very sparse. You've got Forbidden Planet, who my ongoing rage with Forbidden Planet is I just can't stand that company at all. They just never deliver on time. They're so awkward to deal with.
When there was only one Forbidden Planet in London, it was a good job.
Yeah.
And that I can't stand that sort at all. I'd rather order from an independent store elsewhere in the UK and have it mail ordered.
Yeah, there's a Forbidden Planet not down here in Florida, but there's a Forbidden Planet in New York. So I'm wondering if they're the same people run it. Because
how that company is still in. To be fair, I wouldn't even class them as a comic book company anymore. They're more of a figure and a pop store than they are anything to do with comics.
Do you know as well? I don't know if you know this, but there's two different chains of Forbidden Planet. I bought one of the Forbidden Planet, comic, a Forbidden Planet in Leicester, and I was wrong, so wrong with it. So I went into Forbidden Planet in London. They said no, they're a different company to us.
Like franchise. So
there's two different chains of Forbidden Planet.
No, it's like McDonald's and Subway and places like that. Isn't it? Yeah. So somebody can essentially you can buy the name of it. So let's say my company, like I can sell my company and buy.
But that's probably what the US guys did.
Maybe.
Yeah, then that's probably what the guys in New York and US did. Yeah, they bought the name then. That's probably what they did. They bought in.
I'm not going to shit on them because I ordered from them this week, but that's because everywhere else was sold out. But
do you know a place in space? A comic shop called A Place in Space?
Oh, yeah. I ordered from them a few weeks ago.
That's local to me. Like my girlfriend lives in South London, so I go to Croydon quite a bit. He's the nicest fella I've ever known in a comic shop.
On Facebook, he seems that way.
Yeah, he's a metalhead as well, which is quite cool. So, like, I chat about bands sometimes.
Yeah. I've started ordering with, I think they're called Comic Biz. That's who my subscription set up with is Comic Biz. They see, I've done OK Comics in Leeds. He's a great guy as well. He tends to get everything out on time to you.
I'll check you later, great man. I'm out.
Okay, mate. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I'm off.
Nice to meet you.
See you guys later.
Yeah, see you later, mate.
You too.
The only thing that I've actually ordered this week is Savage Bastards 1, which is like a Western. Yeah. It's independent. It's by Mad Cave Studios, but it's super independent. But it's like set in 1873, I think. The synopsis, if I can find it, is two half-brothers fight across a series of satellite towns in the Surrey desert in order to save Elliot's mother. So, it looks something cool. I mean, I'm into anything weird like that. So
it's the Saharan desert, did you say? Yeah.
Soarin Desert.
Soarin Desert.
Sonoran. Arizona.
Okay.
Sorry?
I was just going to say, I was just scrolling through my books. I found something that's totally up your alley.
What is it?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
See the thing, that's the other thing about things that are across like the world and stuff. Like things that are in interest in the UK are not always in interest in like Turkey or Portugal or like America. But it's the same way around. Like sometimes you'll get things that are super in interest in the UK, and then it's so niche like elsewhere, which I think is really cool because it's a good like diversion way of picking things up as well. I mean, even those Terminator that I picked up, they're graded by somebody called New Kaid. I've never heard of it. I've just checked them out online. It's an American company. So.
Yeah, I got some comics from there recently. Gave us a free voucher for there. He was doing some contest on his team. I got a question right. So he sent me a voucher for them. They're quite good stuff.
They're American, yeah?
Yeah. They were fairly quick, fairly cheap. And I think they give you a free ticket like you order over a certain amount. Postage was still a bit of a bugger, as you expect. I think that's a bit more postage than the actual voucher he sent me was worth. It was still good. I managed to get a few old comics that I was looking for.
It might be worthwhile. I'm currently after the Warriors set. I think it's called Warriors Behind Bars. I put a post about that on Instagram. I think Simon, you commented back on it, but it's like that comic over in the UK I've not seen anywhere, whether it be independent or a Toy Fair or a comic fair, anything like that. super rare, but I don't think it's rare in that people want it. I think it's just a niche market, and the publisher didn't release a lot of them. So.
What were you
right?
getting any modern stuff at all? Was it all old school all the way for you?
For me, it's all old school. I'm afraid there's only one modern comic I pick up now. One modern comic, and that's Captain America.
How come you like Captain America then? What was it? Did we Captain Britain early?
I think you'd have thought so, wouldn't you? But no, I mean, when I was like 8 years old and picked up Mike Wilder Marvel, and just like got into that whole thing, and then the guy that stood out for me, morality and everything, Captain America. You know, he's a
good chap, isn't he?
It's just like one of those things, you know. You just you hone in on a character. And you stick it in for the rest of your life. It's a bit like a football team, isn't it? I guess.
I guess. I don't have like one character that I love above all others. There's got quite a few characters that I'm partial to. In fact, for me, it's easier to identify characters I don't like much and characters that, what my favourite character is.
Yeah.
So, even when it comes
Silver Age and Bronze Age, I'm there. But modern age, it's just Captain America comics that I buy. Everything else is all back issues from all over the world, as you know. It's great.
Yeah.
Cool. Good fun.
Hey guys, I'm gonna drop out too. Okay.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, as I'm at work,
Just coming in.
I'm probably gonna go too.
Oh, I was gonna put an end to it soon anyway because I've got to get off.
I haven't put my phone on charge that it's dying that quick.
All right. Getting some phone issues, get some sound issues as well. See you later, Scargo. Thanks for coming in.
Right, like I say, I'm at work, so I'm
doing
this really.
Oh, my Amazon parcel's here. 1 sec.
On the sly.
Absolutely. So I'm expecting there's going to be a knock on the door any minute now. So, right, it's nice to meet everybody.
You too, mate.
Cheers, Simon.
Check out the channel.
I will check out your channel too, definitely, and I will subscribe. Hey, bye all.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
As two people leave, one person comes in. You've got Surly Tim in the house, in the stream. He seems to have a microphone for a head.
Oh.
There he is.
It's an improvement on my own.
How you been? I'm not actually looking to go for too much longer now because we've nearly gone 2 hours. Blimey.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think you say the test has been a success.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 leave, 1 enters. Not an improvement though. You
have to do the work of 2 men now. You know that.
No, screw that.
So what have you been up to today? Got any comics today?
Oh, well, I gotta read a handful of books so I can start reviewing, so I can start shooting some more episodes. So I gotta brew my coffee though first, because
yeah, you're another coffee fiend, aren't you? But you got some sound echoey a bit.
Can't survive without it.
Sorry?
Do I have
some lag maybe? Bit of buzzing I can hear. Testing. Yeah, as long as you got no sound in the background other than your headphones, you're okay normally. Yeah, it all sounds cool now. Are you sub to these 2 guys, A Up and Simple Simon?
Okay.
Hey, yep.
I will.
It's weird, doesn't it?
I will be shortly.
Are you guys signed to Surly Tim yet?
No, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the video so I can get all the names of the channels, mate.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. This is the international getting to know other channels stream. That's
great, man. Bringing together on YouTube since 12 years ago.
I've been here for 12 years. Yeah, I've only sort of like done anything community-wise since 2018. I never even thought to thinking sort of. I had a little bit of community maybe in the Fallout. A couple of people commented on my stuff, and I tried to comment there. But like, it's only since I got into the comic community that I've grown the channel really. So it's all good. It's all good fun. But I was showing off my comics for about 6 weeks with absolutely no views whatsoever. And I thought to myself, well, I wonder if anyone else is doing comics. And that's when I started searching up other channels. And that's when I opened up a whole cornucopia of like new channels and people showing off their comics and learned so much from other people's channels. And yeah, so it's all been good stuff.
I don't know actually. I don't know how it started. I genuinely can't remember. I've probably seen some of the. It might have been toy reviews. It's probably I've got a couple of guys in Sheffield that are like toy reviews and directors of short films and stuff. And I think it was probably Theo, who I've spoken about in plenty of videos before. His production and then him saying, "Oh, you should do it." And I think he does primarily like just toy reviews. So I think I started just from that, and then it was just searching around. Like a lot of the time, it's hard to find. Especially I found at the minute, it's a very niche market in the UK. Other than I think me, Gray, and a few others, there's not really very many UK variable people who show comics off. And I think it might be down to the thing that again, the US and like Oz are much bigger places that have that larger community. Whereas people in the UK are like, you're very niche. You don't want to be on camera. They want to read, and that's it. It's like the nerd culture in the UK is not as publicized, put out there as it is America and elsewhere.
Well, when I first started doing comic content, there were 3 other UK channels. None of them are doing content now, so I've kind of came in and sort of outlasted them. So most of my sort of friends in the community are all in America and other places, America, Canada. I've only a couple in Australia, but there are very few in the UK. And so it's kind of, I did feel a bit isolated for a while, you know what I mean? Because everyone's over there and you got their, they're all at 3 a.m., their streams and stuff. It did make me feel a little bit out of place, a little bit, I don't know, a spare wheel or something like that. But now it's cool because a few more UK channels are popping up, aren't they? That's your one. Who's the one I shouted at a channel yesterday? You've got a couple of guys.
The Barbarian?
Sorry?
Was it that something up?
Not quite mint, I think they were called.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the one I just. There's a couple of guys there.
Shout-outs.
Sorry?
I can't keep up with all your shout-outs, mate. I try
and do one a day, you know what I mean? What's going on? How's the role-playing games going, Tim? Have you considered doing a live stream yet of your Dungeons and Dragons?
My guys are a little bit more foul-mouthed.
That's all right.
Than I would like them to be. I'm not too. We get a little out of hand. Not to mention the fact it would be hard to see table. So it would be. I'd have to split camera. I'd have to do a split camera of some kind, and we usually run about 3.5, 4 hours solid, and it just. I have a table sitting near it with a two couches surrounding, so it'd be all. I'd have to figure out something to do with the cameras.
Well, you could.
I do know that I plan to.
Audio.
Yeah, I know that.
No idea what's going on. It's not getting nothing.
Are we doing it? Are we still doing it?
He's a bit lagging.
Yeah, me sounding grey. I think we're slowly being okay. So yeah, I can see a hand.
Am I coming through now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Video very laggy. Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of weird because I get an echo about every 2 minutes. Back.
That might be something to do with your system, maybe. You got anything else playing in the background, or if you're just coming through the headphones only, you shouldn't get that. But we're not sure if you're talking or and it's not being heard, or if you're just being quiet. We're not too sure what's going on.
Simon,
yeah, I'm gonna have
when's the next big time comics? The shop is it big time? Big town?
Big city.
Yeah, big city.
I've got to upload once I get off here. I'm uploading the video I filmed last week. So I filmed the video last week there, and I'm going tomorrow morning to film. I'm like behind on my videos now. It's weird. Like I've been filming so many videos, I'm like releasing them a week after I finish. I made them, so it's weird. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna shout you out, and I'm like, you've got 25 subscribers when you probably got like 50 by now.
Got 34.
34. That's like 9 since I shouted. Yeah.
Which is to be fair, I hit 30 yesterday, so I've gained 6. I think is it 6? 34? Yeah, probably 6
from the stream.
Probably 4 from the stream.
Mate, the grey man. It's got the power of Grayskull.
Greyman's got the hook up.
No, I shout channels out, and like I go back a couple of days later, they've had one extra sub. It's not working that well, to be honest. You try. I would have thought you'd have got a lot more from Rod. You were on Rod's show, weren't you? Not Rican. Did you not get a shout out on his channel?
No, I don't think he has. I'm gonna hit Rod up and be like, hey man, when you speak, people listen. When I speak, it's crickets. I've been trying, man. I've tried him out like 3 times in 3 videos.
Never mind. These things happen slowly.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the first piece of advice I got off anybody when starting anything like this was that 1, just sort of be confident in it, and then 2, just let it build and don't be disheartened with like the lack of view or the lack of subscriber or the publication. But I think my major thing is I'd rather have somebody comment than I would somebody subscribe. If that makes any sense, like I'd rather have that interaction.
I'd rather get views than subscribers, to be honest.
I'd rather have an interaction with somebody else. I mean, there's a guy in the UK called Coupled Assassin. I don't know if you follow him, Gray, or not.
Not heard that name.
Yeah, incredible guy. Like his haul's massive, and he does a lot of like toy stuff as well. And he comments. We sort of interact with each other via comments, and like his new comment, he sort of leaves a good chunk, and I try and do that as well. I try and watch every. If someone, let's say Simon, if you upload a video, I try and watch the whole length of it, so that view duration goes up. But then also, I like to leave a comment interacting about it, and that's just because I feel like if somebody's took the time to edit something and post something and push it, then why shouldn't that person not have, an interaction? Does that make sense? Like, I guess it's just repaying the favor.
I try and do that on every single video that I watch. As soon as I put a video on, I put the thumbs up straight away. Try and watch the whole thing, listen to what they're saying, and make comments relevant to what they're talking about. I try not to go, sometimes you can't figure out anything to say. So sometimes I just, I'm rushed, or I'm not in the mood, and I'll just say, cool comics, enjoy reading your comics. It'll be that. But I try to, make some kind of conversation about what they've shown, or like it's something that I know about or I've seen before. I'll say, I've got that comic here. It's really cool, blah, blah, that kind of thing. Because that's what me, the community should be about, I'm not interested in following massive channels, find out about what variants they picked up this year or what's the most specking book. I just want to meet people online and chat to them and talk about their passion and, learn about comics I didn't know about and that kind of thing. That's what I'm interested in. So that's the thing I do. I comment on lots of channels. I stop commenting on some channels. I comment like 50 times on a channel and they never answer me back or look at my channel and comment. I just go, you know what? We're not going to be friends then, obviously. You're more interested in just making your own videos and not being friendly. So I'm not going to bother commenting on your videos anymore. So I just find new channels I can comment on and try and make friends with, That's how I see it.
No, I get it completely. I think that the thing that I struggle with, I think, is there's not enough time in the day sometimes. Like the amount of people that I think that's why it's good to have varied people from the UK, US, Portugal, Turkey. It's good to have that varied people because there's always videos going up at different times. So no matter what time it is of the day, whether I'm at work, home, on the train, the tube, or whatever, like you've always got time to watch something, and some part of the world has uploaded a video, which I think is great.
Yeah. You want to have another try and with your microphone, Tim? Tell us about your channel, maybe. Why have you
the suspense?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Right, try for a full second. Give us a I don't know. Give us a rant or something. Or
Can you? I've lost my all together now. Reason. Let me see.
Can't hear you, so have a quick.
Can't hear me at all.
Yes, we can hear you now. So give us a quick few sentences.
Oh, okay. My channel. It's a crazy old guy talking about comic books, movies, and crap like that.
I mean, it's a fair sentence, right?
Yeah.
Good summer.
That's succinct and to the point.
I try to be.
Right, I'm bouncing anyway. I've got to.
Yeah, I should leave it now because I've got to go to my dad anyway. I think the test has been a success. So
Simon needs to go to bed.
Probably,
Yeah, I'm gonna upload my video and then go to bed.
Right. What's your latest video from your con again, or is it?
No. So I filmed one at the comic shop last Wednesday, so that's coming out in about maybe 8 hours, and then I'm going tomorrow morning as well to film another one. So hang out with Mark, you know. Whoa.
Cool. He's a nice fella.
Yeah, no, he's a great Mark. And,
Yeah.
he's like,
Well, see you later then.
guys, see you, mate. Catch you later. Cool.
Way up now. You can sign off or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if you're new, if you're still Instagram, drop my name there wherever it is. I'm in the chat. I upload once a week. I try and do more if I can. I tend to do haul videos. If not, it's going to be a specific video on sort of a comic, which I call Comics Corner. I'm new to this whole thing, so yeah, jump on my channel if you can. Appreciate it. So yeah, peace out. Cheers, great man, for the opportunity. I'll see you next time, man.
It's cool to meet new people.
Yeah. See you later, man. Bye bye.
See you later. Right, and now we've got Tim. Let's see if it's just better with just two people. Maybe we can hear you a bit better. Let's have it. How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. How's the coffee this morning?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have my coffee brewing here shortly, and got to start shooting episodes, and evidently I'm gonna have to work on my sound or something or other. So, because this is my first time.
Well, that's why
that one that I ran about opera.
Yeah, but it's a test for everybody. It's a test for people to check out their own equipment as well as me to work out how to use Streamlabs.
Yeah, that's a program I'm unfamiliar with, so I'll have to check into it and see what's going on myself too.
Yeah,
I think I have OBS or something.
Yeah, I have heard of that one. I've got it on my other laptop. I've never tried using it for a stream. I kind of use it to record, because with that you can record like web pages. So I go on to, like, if there's a band I want a song for my podcast, I go on there, play their song, record it, and then use it, make it into an MP3, and then I use it on my show. So it has its uses.
See, wow, that's weird. I've got like 5 goes just coming through now.
You got what's coming through now?
It's like 5 minutes ago is echoing through.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It's weird.
That is very
Tell
strange.
me about it. I'm like, wait a minute.
You
like,
wow,
what's going on?
You might have an acid flashback or something.
Well, let's hope not. If I start seeing something weird, I guess I'll know.
Yeah. Well, best. You got anything to talk about? Anything else coming up? You got the usual stuff, hasn't you? No new plans, just the reviews and that.
I'm actually thinking about a shooter that'll kind of highlight the beginning of the D&D adventures that we started at to date.
Yeah.
So that's the plans today, and I've got like new books to. I got like 3 or 4 episodes to shoot today, so hopefully those will be up in the next couple of days. So and I've got to map out Saturday's D&D session and get some other work done. So gonna be a busy day.
Cool. Right, I'm actually going to do another stream now because I've got to finish. I'm going to do my blog for the day, and then I'm going to go to my dad's because I've got another batch to show off. So I don't want to go all the way to my dad's with me because they've got to go to the bottom of the reading pile. I'm going to do that, and I'll be back on in a second. Get through those, and hopefully we can hang out again in a StreamYard. I've got a new job that I'm starting, so I have less time to actually do this kind of thing. So yeah, we'll have to I'll probably just do them impromptu.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like the coming on and see who's available. Really, I thought that was quite fun. We saw a few new faces I don't think I've ever seen in streams before, so I'm pleased about that.
Yeah, this is kind of cool, and like I said, I'll be try to fix soon. But yeah, well, thanks for including me.
No worries, mate.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're testing your own equipment as well as me testing the StreamYard. The next time you enter a stream or do your own streams, maybe you can sort out all the little niggles that you get from equipment, you know, like echoes and bit of crackle.
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
little bit of crackle, I think, on your one, and also Ken had a little bit of crackle on this one as well.
Yeah, I get that all the time. Somehow kind of weird. Sometimes I gotta smack it a little bit and hope for the best.
Yeah, sometimes
No.
technology needs that. I used to have a stereo that wouldn't work. The sound would suddenly go. And I used to have this like, wooden rhino, and we used to whack it with the wooden rhino, and it started working again. This is old technology. New technology, you can't get as much, to be honest. New technology is a little bit more breaky, isn't it? Like,
YouTube can be.
sorry?
Yeah, it's really weird. When I was streaming with my son last week, it was weird because we couldn't get the sound right for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was really, really messed up. So
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon. I'm gonna.
Well, hey, like I said, man, thanks for including me. Like I said, this is fun, even though it's kind of weird.
It is awkward. It is very hard.
Hey, take care. Rick.
See you later, mate.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.